Across the country, millions of people are living with symptoms of poor circulation that they don't even realize they have. Numbness, sore calves, pale skin on their feet, that cold to the bone feeling. They think it's normal. It's age. It's the weather. But it's not. These signs are early warning signs that something is wrong with your blood vessels. And if you listen to your body well enough, you can prevent serious complications like heart attacks, strokes, or limb loss. In today's video, we'll explore 10 warning signs of poor circulation, why they're so dangerous, and most importantly, what you can do to reverse them naturally at home. Don't worry, you don't need to hit the gym or take a bunch of pills. All you need is a little understanding, a few small daily habits, and the right plan. The journey to improved circulation can start today. With your first steps. Now, let's start with the first sign, and one of the most overlooked. George, the doctor said, poor circulation is like a stream running dry. At first, you don't notice it. But then the grass starts to dry. The fish start to die. And then the whole forest around you changes. George sighed. He had never thought of blood as a stream that nourishes the body. But the image made him speechless. What is blood circulation? And why is it so important? Imagine your body is a city, and your blood is the transportation system that carries essentials, oxygen, nutrients, hormones, immune cells. All of it is transported by blood, running through the highway system of arteries and veins. But what happens when blood circulation is poor, that is, blood cannot flow smoothly to all organs? Your feet start to feel cold because they are not properly warmed. Your brain lacks oxygen, making you forgetful, dizzy, and lethargic. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood, and areas far from the heart like fingers, knees, feet will gradually, silently begin to weaken. But why is it a silent threat? Because it doesn't hurt right away. Because it doesn't knock you out suddenly like a heart attack. And because it happens slowly, little by little, until it's too late. That's why millions of people, like George, live with poor circulation for years without knowing it. They blame it on age, the weather, or think who doesn't have a little pain in their feet and cold hands when they're old. A little lesson from George. George said that the first signs he missed included frequent cramps when sleeping, cold feet, even in the summer, dry, scaly skin on his feet, and every time he stood for a long time, his calves felt like they were going to stiffen up. I wish I had known about this sooner, he said. I wouldn't have let it go on for almost 3 years. What's the lesson for you? Don't wait until the blood can't get to your feet. Don't wait until a small cut on your toe won't heal. Don't wait until what should have been a mild soreness becomes a serious condition. Poor circulation isn't just a small problem. It's the foundation of many major complications, from diabetes to heart disease, from dementia to chronic foot ulcers. Alice smiled, but her eyes were a little hesitant. My hands and feet are always cold, like there's a cold wind blowing through my body. Cold hands and feet, not just a matter of the weather. Most of us think that cold hands and feet are natural, especially for women or the elderly. But in fact, it is the first sign that the blood is not warm enough and not fast enough to nourish areas far from the heart, like the fingers and toes. And it's not just cold. Have you ever noticed that your skin suddenly becomes a little grey, pale yellow, or has faint purple-blue streaks? It's not because of the light. It's because oxygen and nutrients are not being delivered to the skin enough, causing the skin to lose its healthy color, become less bright, and be slow to recover from minor injuries. Alice's story, a profound lesson. When Alice went to see a cardiologist, she thought she was just cold to the bone. But in fact, doctors discovered that blood flow to her feet was reduced by 40% from normal. The consequences: small abrasions on her ankles that didn't heal for weeks. The skin on the bottom of her feet turned purple, and her feet were always cold as ice, even when the temperature outside was nearly 80 degrees F. The doctor explained, when blood doesn't reach enough, the skin, which is the last place blood goes, is the first to send out an SOS signal. Why is this dangerous? When blood circulation is poor, skin tissues are deprived of nourishment, leading to fragile skin that is prone to ulcers and infections. Purple, red, or discolored spots can be an early sign of peripheral vascular disease, diabetes, or small artery blockages. And if not detected early, they can progress to chronic leg ulcers, soft tissue necrosis, and even the risk of amputation. A little lesson from your skin. Your skin is not just for beauty. It is an honest mirror of your healthy inside, especially the health of your blood vessels. If your skin is pale, ashen, cold, or discolored, don't rush to apply cream. Think about your blood vessels first. Smooth transition to the next section, and here's a strange thing. People with poor circulation often experience itching in their legs or arms, even if their skin isn't dry. A strange but remarkable symptom. Itching without dryness. It's true usually, when someone itches, we think of allergies, insect bites, or dry skin. But for people with poor circulation, itching is a very early and very mysterious sign, because the skin on the outside looks completely normal. No rash, no flaking, no bleeding. So why does it itch? Medically explained. Blood carries not only oxygen, but also anti-inflammatory substances, hormones, and nutrients to nourish each skin cell. When circulation is poor, the skin does not have enough oxygen to heal itself, even with just microscopic injuries. Toxins from cell metabolism are not carried away in time. This causes the sensory nerves in the skin to become more sensitive, easily activated, sending itch signals even when there is no real stimulation. This is called neuropathic itch, very common in people with vascular disease, diabetes, or slow blood circulation. Frank's story, and a gentle warning. Frank spent months using lotions, taking oatmeal baths, changing laundry detergent, but still itched. Finally, a geriatrician discovered that blood flow to the skin in his ankles and upper arms was significantly reduced due to atherosclerosis. After just 3 weeks of taking circulatory supplements and walking for 20 minutes every morning, the itching almost disappeared. Frank was surprised. "I thought I had an allergy," but it turned out to be blood vessels. A little lesson. When your skin doesn't speak with color, it whispers with feeling. Don't ignore strange itching, especially when there's no rash. The cause is unknown. It happens frequently on the hands, feet, or back of the neck. It could be your skin's way of calling for help from anemia, a whisper you shouldn't ignore. You're not lazy, you're just running out of battery at the cellular level. You've probably experienced it yourself. Waking up after 8 hours of sleep, but still feeling exhausted as if you haven't slept a minute. Or trying to concentrate on reading a book, your eyes skimming the lines, but your mind is blank. It's called chronic fatigue and brain fog. It's not because you're getting old. It's not because you're lazy. It's because your blood isn't delivering the goods on time. Medically simple, blood is the delivery truck that carries oxygen and glucose to vital fuels for the brain and muscles. When blood circulation is poor, the brain lacks oxygen, leading to feelings of sluggishness, confusion, forgetfulness, or an inability to concentrate. The muscles lack energy, making you feel exhausted after just a 10-minute walk. Even the process of removing neurotoxins slows down, making the mind even more cluttered. As a result, you feel like you're living in a thin fog. Everything feels tired, slow, and heavy. Doris's story and her journey out of the fog. Doris used to be a history teacher, sharp-minded and with an extraordinary memory. But after turning 65, she found herself forgetting students' names, not remembering the previous paragraph, and worse, feeling tired for no reason all day long, despite eating and sleeping regularly. After a series of tests, the doctor discovered that she had reduced blood flow to her brain due to mild arteriosclerosis. Doris started practicing Qigong, increased her intake of green leafy vegetables, drank plenty of water, and stood up and moved around every 45 minutes. After 2 months, she called her daughter and cried with happiness, "I just read 3 chapters of a novel without having to reread a single sentence." A little lesson. Your body is always talking, but not with words, tired for no reason, forgetful, vague. They're not normal aging, they're a sign of slowing blood flow. And if you catch it early enough, you can rekindle your mind and body, little by little. Move on to the next section, but sometimes sluggish circulation doesn't just leave you feeling tired, it can turn small wounds into big ones, scrapes that never heal, calluses that grow larger and larger. A scratch, a warning signal from within. We often think that a small wound is nothing to worry about, just wash it, apply medicine, bandage it, and wait for it to heal. But when blood circulation is impaired, the body's recovery process slows down dramatically. And it's not just a skin problem, but a story of the entire vascular and cardiovascular system inside. Easy explanation. Why do wounds take a long time to heal when circulation is poor? To heal a wound, the body needs red blood cells carry oxygen to create energy to regenerate cells. White blood cells kill bacteria and clean the damaged area. Platelets help the blood clot and create a mesh to protect the wound. And nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, collagen. But if the blood flow is slow, weak, or obstructed by narrowed atherosclerotic blood vessels, all processes are delayed. The result, a simple scrape can take 3 to 4 weeks to dry out. A small foot ulcer can become infected, spread, and even die. Frank's case, and the lesson from a scrape. Frank used to be a very active person. But in recent years, he noticed that his legs bruised easily, his skin was cold and dry, and every time he accidentally bumped into a table or chair, the wound stayed and refused to heal. After visiting a vascular doctor, he was diagnosed with early-stage peripheral artery disease (PAD). Frank recalls, "It was just a scrape on my foot, but thanks to it I discovered my cardiovascular disease early. Since then, I have adjusted my diet, exercised my legs regularly every morning, and the wound is now healing faster than I thought." A little lesson. The skin is the mirror of the blood. The skin can't talk, but it tells a story through cracks, bruises, and wounds that don't heal. If you find your skin is easily scratched, slow to heal, or has minor ulcers, don't ignore it. It could be a warning bell from your heart and from your weakened blood. Move to the next section. Not only does it cause fatigue, pain, or make it difficult for your skin to heal, poor blood circulation also changes the way you digest and absorb nutrients. You can eat a lot of vegetables, take enough vitamins, but still lack important nutrients simply because your blood doesn't carry them to the right place. Eating well, but still lacking nutrients. That's not uncommon. Many people think that when they're tired and weak, they just need to eat more, supplement vitamins and minerals. But the truth is, poor blood circulation makes it difficult for the body to absorb and transport nutrients to each cell. Simple explanation. Blood is the truck that transports nutrients. Blood not only carries oxygen, but also transports vitamins, minerals, protein, glucose, and other essential nutrients. The intestines absorb food and transfer nutrients into the blood, but if blood circulation is slow and poor, nutrients will be stuck or not reach important organs and tissues. Impact of poor circulation on the digestive system. The intestines lose enough blood to function optimally, leading to abdominal pain, bloating, and indigestion. The intestinal mucosa is not well nourished, causing inflammation or ulcers of the mucosa. Lack of blood to the liver and pancreas affects the digestive function of enzymes and hormones. Mrs. Linda's case. Understand correctly and adjust to improve. Mrs. Linda used to think she had old-age digestive disorders, took medicine and dieted as advised, but was still tired and lacked energy. After a thorough examination, the doctor discovered that she had impaired circulation of small blood vessels in the abdomen, affecting the absorption of nutrients. From there, Mrs. Linda was instructed to increase gentle exercise to stimulate circulation, supplement foods rich in fiber and antioxidants, drink warm water, and divide meals into smaller portions to reduce pressure on the digestive system. After a few weeks, she felt less uncomfortable in her stomach, her skin was rosy, and her spirit was much more excited. Little lesson. Nutrition is not just about eating, but also about the ability to transport and absorb. No matter how hard you try to eat enough, add vitamins or functional foods, if your blood flow is not good, nutrients will not reach the necessary cells. Understanding the role of circulation in digestion is the first step to improving your health comprehensively. Smooth transition to the next section. Poor blood circulation not only affects the skin, wounds, or digestion, but is also the underlying cause of numbness and fatigue in your limbs. Have you ever experienced numbness and tingling? These are common warning signs of poor circulation, when blood cannot flow evenly and fully to the limbs. This causes the nerve tissue in the hands and feet to be starved of oxygen, leading to a feeling of numbness like needles. Uncomfortable tingling. Sometimes it's a burning sensation or loss of sensation. Why does blood circulation affect sensation in the hands and feet? Nerves and muscles need oxygen-rich blood to function. When blood flow is slow or blocked in small vessels, nerves become temporarily irritated or damaged. This causes sensory disturbances that manifest as numbness and tingling. Real-life example: Mr. Mike and his journey to find out the cause. Mr. Mike often thought that numbness was due to old age or overwork, but when this phenomenon became more frequent, he went to the doctor. The doctor determined that he had peripheral artery stenosis, causing insufficient blood flow to his limbs. He was advised, change your lifestyle, quit smoking, exercise regularly, eat foods rich in antioxidants, control underlying diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure. After 3 months of perseverance, the symptoms of numbness were significantly reduced. He felt warmer in his limbs and walked more easily. Lesson learned: don't ignore small signals from the body. The feeling of numbness and tingling seems simple, but is an alarm bell of the circulatory system. If not treated promptly, it can lead to more serious complications, such as leg ulcers, infections, and even amputation. Gently transition to the next section. Poor circulation also affects your daily life a lot, from feeling tired, losing physical strength to feeling uncomfortable when moving. In the next section, we will explore how to naturally increase circulation, helping the body recover and become healthier every day. One thing you need to remember: improving blood circulation is not a 1-day or 2-day thing. It's like taking care of a garden. You need to patiently water and cultivate it every day so that the flowers bloom brilliantly. Healthy circulation is the same, nurtured little by little through living habits. A small example from the story of Ms. Linda, a 58-year-old woman who used to face the situation of cold hands and feet, prolonged fatigue. After listening to the doctor's advice, she started to apply small changes such as walking gently for 30 minutes every day. This is the simplest way to increase blood circulation, stimulate muscles and heart to work more effectively. Drink enough water. Water helps blood circulate more easily, avoiding the thickening that reduces oxygen transport. Eat lots of green vegetables and fruits rich in vitamins C and E. These antioxidants help protect blood vessels, improve elasticity. Gently massage hands and feet. Helps stimulate local circulation and reduce numbness. Avoid sitting in one place for too long. She set an alarm to stand up and walk around every hour, helping blood not to stagnate. In just a few weeks, Linda noticed that her feet were less cold, her spirit was more refreshed, and she slept better every night. Some other simple habits you can easily apply. Soak your feet in warm water mixed with Epsom salt. Helps dilate blood vessels, increase circulation. Practice yoga or meditate. Helps reduce stress, one of the causes of blood vessel constriction. Maintain a warm body temperature. Avoid sudden exposure to cold that causes vasoconstriction. Lesson learned: small but regular changes will create great effects in improving circulatory health. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with simple habits that are easy to do and best for you. Smooth transition to the next section. Improving circulation is not only about taking care of your heart and blood vessels, but also helping you feel a clear change in every step, every breath. Next, we'll look at common mistakes that can worsen your blood circulation, to avoid making them and better protect your health. Did you know that sometimes seemingly harmless habits are silently damaging your circulatory system? I want to tell you the story of Mr. John, a 65-year-old man who used to be very subjective about his health. He did not think that daily habits, such as sitting all day in front of the TV or computer screen, would greatly affect his circulation. First mistake: sitting too long without moving. Blood needs to be moved continuously. When you sit in one place for many hours, especially in the legs, blood is easily stagnant, increasing the risk of forming blood clots, dangerous blood clots. Mr. John had swollen legs, a feeling of heaviness and discomfort without knowing the cause. Second mistake: ignoring a healthy diet. A diet high in bad fats, sugar and few green vegetables makes blood vessels vulnerable and less elastic. Fat sticks to the artery walls, obstructing blood circulation, causing problems such as high blood pressure and atherosclerosis. Mr. John used to love fast food, which was high in fat, and that contributed to his poor circulation. Third mistake: not controlling stress and poor sleep. Prolonged stress causes blood vessels to constrict, increasing blood pressure, and lack of sleep reduces the body's ability to recover, causing circulation to gradually weaken. Mr. John often stays up late and work pressure makes the condition worse. Fourth mistake: ignoring warning signs. Numbness, pain in the limbs, purple skin. Many people ignore it because they think it's normal when they get older, but in fact it's a sign of poor circulation that needs to be cared for and treated promptly. It took Mr. John a long time to realize the importance of listening to his body. Lesson learned: identifying and changing bad habits is the first step to protecting your circulatory system and overall health. Don't let subjectivity damage your health every day. Smooth transition to the next section. Now that you understand the mistakes to avoid, you should also know how to prevent circulatory diseases with the simplest and most scientific habits. You wake up in the morning, feel your body light, your fingertips are no longer numb, your feet are warm and comfortable. Your mind is clear and full of energy. That feeling is not far away if you know how to take care of your circulatory system properly every day. Good circulation does not come from luck. It is the result of small, regular choices. 1. Start your morning by waking up your blood flow. Just 5 minutes each morning to stretch, do some stretching exercises, or take a light walk around the house. These small movements help your blood circulate better. Your heart is not awakened suddenly, reducing pressure on the circulatory system. A cup of warm water with a few slices of lemon is also a great way to support natural blood thinning after a long night's sleep too. Eat anti-inflammatory foods. You are nourishing your blood vessels every meal. Prioritize green vegetables, fatty fish, berries, ginger, turmeric, garlic. These foods help improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and maintain elastic blood vessel walls. Stay away from bad fats, refined sugars, and processed foods. They make blood vessels age very quickly. Real-life examples. A 70-year-old woman I met experienced less numbness in her hands and a steady blood pressure in just 3 months by switching to eating 2 meals of vegetables a day and drinking warm lemon water in the morning. 3. Exercise smart. You don't need to run a marathon to have good circulation. Choose activities that are appropriate for your age and health. Walking, yoga, swimming, or even standing up and walking around every 45 minutes if you sit a lot. Exercise doesn't have to be extreme. It just needs to be regular and moderate. Instead of scrolling through your phone after dinner, ask someone to walk around the house for 15 minutes. Your blood vessels will thank you. 4. Breathe deeply and get enough sleep. You're rejuvenating your blood vessels while you rest. Stress and lack of sleep are the #1 enemies of the circulatory system. Learn to relax by breathing slowly, meditating briefly before bed, or listening to soothing music. You don't need to be a Zen master. Just 3 minutes of deep breathing before bed, enough to slow your heart rate, stabilize your blood pressure, and help your blood flow more smoothly throughout the night. 5. Listen to your body. It's the voice of your circulatory system. Numbness, cold hands and feet, slow healing wounds. Don't ignore those signs. Regular checkups, measuring your blood pressure, checking your cholesterol and blood sugar are practical actions, not being too careful. Lesson learned. Healthy circulation not only helps you live longer, but also live happier, more freely, without the burden of medication or constant fatigue. You don't have to do anything big. You just need to care enough to start and persevere enough to maintain. Remember, blood is the lifeblood, and it's you who decides whether it flows smoothly or laboriously. Gently connect. Thank you for joining us until the end of today's video. If you find this content useful, please share it with your loved ones, especially the elderly people you love. And don't forget to subscribe to receive more easy to understand, close and inspiring healthcare information like this.